Hi everyone, so today we're going to be working on the Starry Ridge Headband Pattern. This pattern comes in 9 sizes from newborn to large adult. You can find all those sizes on my website for free or in the PDF pattern. For this project you're going to need a 5mm hook and a worsted weight yarn. I am using Loops and Threads Soft Classic. So today I'm going to be making the adult size, so I am going to start by making a slip knot. And I'm going to chain 71. Alright, so I am done with my chain of 71. Now we're going to be working a half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. So yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop, yarn over, and draw through all 3 loops that are on your hook. And repeat that all the way across the row. Alright, so I have 70 half double crochet. Now I'm going to chain 1 and turn. So I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to be working a single crochet third loop. So that means that instead of working through the top 2 loops, we're going to turn our work towards us and work through that loop that's right underneath the V of the stitch. So we're going to insert our hook up and we're going to work a single crochet. And you're going to repeat that all the way across the row. And that is row 2 done. Row 3, we're going to chain 3 and turn. For this row, we're going to be working the star stitch. To work the star stitch, in the second chain from the hook, you're going to draw up a loop. In the next chain from your hook, you're going to draw up a loop. And then in the very first stitch of the row, you're going to draw up a loop. Make sure your stitches aren't too tight. And then in your next stitch, draw up a loop. And in the next stitch, draw up a loop. So you're going to have 6 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 6 loops. Chain 1 to close. Now to work your next star stitch, you're going to insert your hook into that chain 1 or the eye of the star stitch that we just made. Now we're going to be working into the side of the star stitch. You can either go through 1 or 2 of those loops. I like going through 2. And you're going to draw up your loop. And then into the base of the star stitch, you're going to draw up a loop again. And then in the next 2 stitches, you're going to draw up a loop, making sure that you're pulling up those loops nice and tall. Now you're going to have 6 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, draw through, and chain 1 to close. Now you're going to repeat that across the row. Alright, so I am going to be working my last star stitch of the row. I'm just chaining one to close, and now in that very last stitch we're going to be working a half double crochet, and that is the star stitch done. So now we're going to chain one and turn, and we're going to be working single crochets for this row. So single crochet in that first stitch, and then in the eye of the star stitch work 2 single crochets. Now you're going to be working 2 single crochets in the eye of the star stitch, and you're going to be doing that in each stitch across. So I'm coming up to the end of my row here. I'm just working those last 2 single crochets, and now I'm going to work 1 single crochet in the beginning chain 3 of the previous row. Now we're going to repeat rows 1, 2, 3, and 4 2 more times. Okay, so I realized here that I have missed a row. So before row 13, you're going to want to work a half double crochet row, and then you're going to be working row 14, that third loop single crochet across the row. So once you're done with row 14, we're going to fasten off, but leave a tail that's long enough for you to sew the headband together. So I'm just attaching my yarn needle here, and I'm going to flip my work the right side up, and I'm going to bring my 2 pieces together, the short ends together. I'm lining up the right side with the center, and I'm going to fold the right side on top and the left side on the bottom. And now that I have this fabric kind of sandwiched together, I'm just making sure it's all lined up, because you want to make sure you're going to go through all 4 layers of the headband here. So now take your needle and just start weaving in and out. Again, making sure you're catching all 4 of those layers. And it's always a good idea not to go directly across the top of those rows here. You want to kind of go a little bit lower. That way it gives you a little more fabric to sew into. So take your time with this. Don't tighten the yarn too tight when you're pulling through, and I'll meet you at the other end. Alright, so I am done sewing up the headband. Now I'm just going to sew in my ends while we're on the wrong side of the fabric. I like to bring my yarn down one way and then go up the other way and then down again, and that I find that really secures the yarn tail. Go ahead and weave in your other tail, and I'll meet you back here. Now that we've weaved in our ends, we're ready to flip our headband right side out. And now just adjust as needed. And that is it. That is all there is to making the Starry Ridge headband. Again, you can find the link to the written pattern on my blog and also the PDF pattern down in the description box. And while you're there, please consider giving me a thumbs up on the video and consider subscribing because I'm going to be uploading more video tutorials soon. So thanks again. Bye bye.